Hey there! Have you ever stopped to think about the secret life of water? Well, today we're going to go on a totally incredible adventure with a tiny, brave water droplet to find out its amazing story. And here she is. Meet Kreplinka, our super friendly and adventurous guide. She's about to take us on her wild journey, all the way from a little puddle up to the big sky and right back down again. You ready for this? Let's go. Okay, so first things first. Before we blast off on our big adventure, Kreplinka wants to show us exactly why water is just so important for every single one of us here on Earth. Wow, would you look at all those jobs? Seriously, from the tiniest little flower to the biggest elephant, every single living thing needs water to survive. We use it to drink, to grow our food, to stay clean. I mean, we use it for almost everything. All right, now for a really cool secret. Kreplinka is kind of like a superhero, you know? She has this amazing magical power. She can change into 3 completely different forms. So, how in the world does she do it? Well, it's kind of like a big dance party for all her tiny parts. When she's a liquid, all her little bits are like friends dancing around and holding hands. But when it gets super cold, they all huddle together in a super tight hug and turn into solid ice. And when it gets really hot, whoosh, they get so much energy they just let go and fly all over the place as an invisible gas we call vapor. See? It's really all about how hot or cold it is. Heat is like music that gives Kreplinka's parts the energy to dance, turning ice into water and then water into vapor. And when things cool down, the music slows down and that vapor turns back into water, which can then freeze back into ice. It's just a non-stop, fantastic dance. Okay, adventure time. Let's follow Kreplinka as she starts the biggest part of her journey, a trip all the way from the ground up, yoop into the sky. So her journey starts with a little help from a giant friend, the sun. The sun's warm rays shine down and heat up the water in oceans and lakes. This gives Kreplinka just enough energy to change into that invisible gas, vapor, and start floating up. This awesome liftoff is called evaporation. As Kreplinka floats higher and higher, the air around her gets colder. That chill makes all the little vapor droplets want to huddle back together and turn back into tiny liquid drops. And when millions and millions of them get together, they form the big, fluffy clouds we see. And that part is called condensation. So, Kreplinka made it. She's now hanging out in a big cloud with all her droplet buddies. But what happens when that cloud party gets a little too crowded and heavy? Yep, you guessed it, what goes up must come down. That's right, the cloud gets so packed with water droplets that it just can't hold on to them anymore. They get too heavy, and gravity just pulls them right back down to Earth. We call this whole process precipitation, but you probably know it as rain, or snow, or sometimes even hail. Splash! Kreplinka lands back on Earth, and she gathers up with all the other droplets in rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is called collection. And you know what? From here, she's ready for the sun to warm her up and start that whole amazing adventure, the water cycle, all over again. Okay, get ready for this because this is an amazing fact. The Earth has been recycling the very same water for over 4 billion years. That means the water in your glass right now, yeah, that water is the exact same water that giant dinosaurs were drinking a long time ago. How cool is that? So because this water is so old and so incredibly important, it's up to all of us to be water heroes. Let's take a look at how we can help protect Kreplinka and keep her amazing journey clean and safe. You know, sometimes water can get really dirty. When trash or other yucky stuff from factories gets into our rivers and lakes, it causes something called pollution. And that makes the water really unsafe for animals to live in and even for us to use. But the good news is we can all help. Doing simple little things like turning off the water when you brush your teeth actually makes a huge difference. And of course, always remember to put trash where it belongs, in a bin, not in a river. Every little bit helps keep Kreplinka's journey a safe one. So now that you know Kreplinka's entire incredible story, I have a question for you. How are you going to be a water hero today? What's one small thing you can do to help our planet's amazing, awesome water?